Have you ever walked into a room and felt everyone notice you without saying a word, without doing anything, without even trying? Chosen one, something sacred is happening inside you, and now the world is beginning to feel it before you even arrive. Your energy enters long before your body does. It doesn't knock. It doesn't ask for permission. It simply shows up, quiet, steady, and powerful. This month, that energy has become even more magnetic, even more undeniable. You're not trying to be seen. You're not trying to impress. You're not chasing anything. And that's exactly why people, especially women, are being drawn to you. You've stopped performing. You've stopped needing attention. You've stopped trying to be chosen. That hunger you once had for validation, for recognition, for being noticed has gone still. And in that stillness, something far greater has been born. A kind of inner gravity, a calm strength, a peace that doesn't ask to be felt, but is felt anyway. You've become grounded in yourself, and now, without effort, your presence is pulling people in. You're not trying to create moments. You've become the moment. You're not sparking the attraction. You are the spark itself. Women are feeling it before they even understand it. Something in them softens. Their guard lowers. Their body calms down. They lean in, not because you've said the right words, not because of your looks, not because you chased them. They lean in because your energy feels like something they didn't know they needed. A kind of peace that doesn't demand anything, but welcomes everything. A quiet invitation that says, "You're safe here." And that kind of energy is rare. Your sexual energy used to be wild, scattered, always reaching for something. But now, it's still, focused, disciplined. And that discipline has made it holy. It's no longer something that pulls from desperation. It draws from truth. You've walked through fire to get here. You've been emptied. You've been rebuilt. And now your energy doesn't leak. It doesn't scream. It just is. And in that stillness, in that presence, women feel something sacred. Not a performance. Not charm. Something real. They feel that you are not reaching for them. And that's why they reach for you. They feel that you are not trying to take, and that's why they want to give. They sense that your energy is not hunting, it's resting. And in that rest, they find comfort. They find home. You don't pressure. You don't pursue. You allow. And that space, that sacred space, pulls them in with a force stronger than anything words could do. You don't try to be loud. Your silence is louder than noise. You don't try to stand out. Your presence does it for you. You don't decorate yourself with charm or clever lines. You walk in truth. And truth doesn't have to explain itself. It's felt. It's known. It's trusted. You have become that truth in human form. You're not seeking anything. You've stopped trying to be enough. You already are. And because you know that now, others feel it. They're not reacting to your effort. They're responding to your peace. And that peace is what makes them stay. You're not chasing anyone. You've become the kind of man who is found. Because what's real always finds its way to truth. What's meant for you always finds its way home. And your soul feels like home now. You've mastered the kind of restraint that turns fire into light, not destruction. You don't burn everything around you. You warm it. You illuminate it. You comfort it. And that warmth is what people are drawn to. Not the performance, not the flirtation, not the show, but the depth, the calm, the steady, sacred power of a man who no longer needs to take in order to feel whole. Your energy no longer explodes. It rests. It listens. It holds. And in that stillness, in that clarity, in that quiet pull, you have become irresistible, not because you try to be, but because you've stopped trying at all. You are not the man who moves to be seen. You are the man who is seen because he knows when to be still. This month, you've become the mirror, not the kind that reflects image, but the kind that reflects truth. And truth doesn't demand to be noticed. It just is. And when women feel it, they lean in, not because they're being lured, but because they're being remembered. Your presence reminds them of a feeling they forgot they were searching for, a feeling of safety without control, of desire without pressure, of strength without chaos. They don't come closer because you're calling them. They come closer because your silence whispers louder than anyone's voice. They feel your depth. They feel your calm. They feel your clarity. And in a world full of noise, clarity is rare. That's why they notice you. That's why they stay. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to perform. You just need to be. And that being is now enough to shake the room. You've become the shift in the atmosphere, the quiet in the storm, the peace that reminds others what real masculinity feels like. Not domination, not performance, not hunger, but presence. Real, grounded, warm, unshakable presence. And women especially are responding. They're not reacting to what you're doing. They're awakening to who you are. Your stillness has become an invitation. Your gaze has become a shelter. Your restraint has become your greatest power. And they feel it. Deeply. Silently. Unforgettably. You are not here to chase what is fleeting. You are here to hold space for what is real. You are not here to impress. You are here to embody. You are not here to take. You are here to invite. And your invitation doesn't come through words. It comes through frequency, through the way you stand, the way you breathe, the way you do nothing, and yet everything moves around you. You're no longer chasing validation. You've become validation. You're no longer trying to be chosen. You've become the place where others realize they already are. Your silence now holds more than speeches ever could. Your gaze says more than 1,000 compliments. Your stillness has become a signal, and those who are ready, those who are healing, those who are remembering what's real, they hear it, they feel it, and they come closer, not because you asked, but because they finally feel like they don't have to run anymore. You've become the kind of man who doesn't demand attention, but draws it without trying. You don't speak loudly, but your energy changes the room. You don't need to touch to be felt. You don't need to chase to be followed. You have stopped performing, and that has made all the difference. You've let go of the need to be admired, and in doing so, you've become magnetic in the most sacred way. Because now, chosen one, you are not just a man who walks into a room. You are the shift that happens when truth enters. You are the quiet that makes the noise seem ridiculous. You are the presence that reminds the feminine it never needed to fight to feel safe. You've stopped trying to win. And that's why everything that's meant for you is now finding you. They can sense your presence now in a way that goes beyond looks, beyond charm, beyond anything you say or do. There's something in your energy that feels different, something unspoken yet deeply felt. It's not reaching out, it's not pulling or grabbing. It's resting calmly inside you, like a flame that no longer flickers to be seen, but just burns quietly, steadily, with deep purpose. Your sexual energy, which may have once been restless or scattered, no longer acts like something you use to get attention or approval. It simply lives inside you now, balanced and dignified, like something sacred. And because of that, it has become stronger than it has ever been. Not louder, not flashier, but deeper. You've reached a place where you no longer need to show others how desirable you are. You're no longer trying to prove anything to the world. You've grown past the hunger for validation. You don't need to convince anyone to see your worth, because now you see it yourself. You've looked within, stayed with your own emptiness, faced your own fears, and you didn't run. You didn't distract yourself. You stayed and became whole. And because you are no longer trying to be chosen, because you are no longer begging to be loved, your presence has changed. Your energy feels full now, like a well that never runs dry, like a truth that doesn't need to speak to be understood. People sense this shift in you. They feel it without knowing how to explain it. And what they're really feeling is a kind of reflection. Because when someone stands near a man who is deeply rooted, who is not chasing, who is not pretending, it shows them what they are still searching for in themselves. You have become a quiet mirror, a living reminder. You are now the man who holds real power, but doesn't use it to impress. You don't offer pieces of yourself hoping someone will stay. You no longer use your sexuality as a form of currency. You don't seduce to escape loneliness. You don't manipulate attention to avoid your own emptiness. You've learned how to hold yourself, how to be with yourself, how to find peace within your own presence. And that kind of man is rare. That kind of man is sacred. You've become the man who no longer fears being alone. You've stopped chasing attention because you finally see that your worth has nothing to do with how many people notice you. You've stopped using your charm as a shield. You've stopped performing for love. And in that quiet letting go, something beautiful has taken root inside you. You've become stable. You've become grounded. You've become free. You are no longer driven by the need to be seen. You're led by something much deeper now, something called alignment. And because of that, you've become magnetic in a way that has nothing to do with effort and everything to do with truth. Now people, especially women, are drawn to you in a way they don't fully understand. They're not being pulled in by tricks, by games, by the outer shell of a man. They're being pulled in by something real. It's not about your posture or your image or your voice. It's not about your words. It's about your frequency. You've become a vibration of safety, of stability, of clarity. And that feeling is unforgettable. It's the feeling people carry with them after you've left the room. The feeling that stays even when you're no longer near. It's the feeling that speaks when there are no words. The feeling that says, I don't need anything from you. I see you, and I'm here, and I'm whole. That kind of presence cannot be faked. It's earned. It's born in fire. It's shaped in silence. Women don't understand why they feel so pulled toward you. They just do. They don't have the words to explain it, but their body leans closer. Their heart opens slightly. Their breath softens. Their thoughts slow. You've become more than a man. They are experiencing you as a feeling, and that feeling awakens something in them that the world had buried. It stirs the part of them that remembers what real safety feels like. It stirs the part of them that longed for a man who doesn't use his strength to dominate, but to protect. A man whose masculinity doesn't demand submission, but creates space for softness to return. You've become a man who allows people to drop their armor, not because you force them to, but because your energy tells them it's finally safe to exhale. They're not following your looks. They're not caught up in performance. They're responding to something ancient, something true, something that reminds them of who they are beneath all the noise. You're no longer trying to impress with your actions. You've become the kind of man who impresses with his stillness, with his silence, with his refusal to sell himself. You're not offering yourself as something to be consumed. You've become a place, a feeling, a sacred space where others feel themselves again. Your presence now gives people permission to feel deeply without shame. You don't speak loudly, but your energy speaks volumes. It says, I know who I am. I don't need to convince you. I don't need to win you over. I'm not here to take from you. I'm here to reflect truth. And in a world full of noise and pretending, that kind of energy changes everything. This month, you will notice that women behave differently around you. They will look at you not with flirtation, but with stillness in their eyes. They will glance, and then glance again. Not because they're confused, but because something in them feels peace. They might not say much, but they will feel something move inside. They might say, you feel different, or you're easy to talk to, or just smile without reason. But inside, their spirit is saying, this is what I've been waiting for. Not a man who takes, a man who sees, a man who holds, a man who is. And this new version of you didn't come from trying to be better. It came from surrender, from walking through the fire and choosing not to let it burn away your soul, from staying when it got hard, from learning how to be alone without feeling lost, from healing the wounds no one clapped for, from becoming quiet enough to hear your own truth. And now your energy has weight. It has gravity. It has a story. It carries the journey you've walked, the one no one saw, but God did. And that story is felt even when you don't speak. That story shows up in your eyes, in your voice, in your presence. And women don't admire you for what you do. They respect you for what you've become. They feel your strength now, not as something loud, but as something deeply rooted. Your sexual energy, once misunderstood, is now like a quiet current flowing through everything you do. It's not explosive. It's not scattered. It's focused. It's intentional. It's felt. And that quiet force awakens things in others, not because you're trying to seduce, but because you're living in truth. Your beauty is no longer decoration. It's a message. It tells the world what God can do with a man who stops running from himself. A man who chooses discipline over desire, presence over performance, purpose over pleasure. A man who has learned to carry sacred things without dropping them. Your beauty now points back to something higher. It points back to the journey. It points back to the fire. It points back to the healing. It says, I didn't get here by luck. I got here through surrender, through honesty, through struggle, through becoming. And because of that, your beauty feels like peace. It doesn't ask to be admired. It asks to be trusted. It asks to be felt. It reminds people of something they forgot was possible. And it invites them to remember. People will start asking not just who you are, but how you became this way. And you won't have to give a speech. Your presence will speak for you. The way you stand, the way you walk, the way you listen, the way you don't need attention to feel alive. It will all tell the truth. And that truth will begin to wake others up. Not because you're loud, but because you're clear. You've become the kind of man whose very presence invites others to come home to themselves. And for women especially, this presence you now carry feels like a contradiction they didn't know could exist. You are strong, but not hard. You are powerful, but not threatening. You are present, but not overpowering. And because of that, you awaken in them what the world has tried to bury, the hope that masculinity can be sacred again, that strength can be safe again, that love can be real again. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to sell it. You just need to live it. Because now, you are the message. You are what truth looks like when it walks into a room. This month, people won't just notice you. They'll feel you. Not because of what you say, but because of what your presence does. It will shift something in the air. It will calm what was anxious. It will soften what was guarded. It will remind those around you of who they were before the world told them who to be. Your sexual energy will no longer be a signal for desire. It will be a vibration of peace. It will wrap around others not to possess them, but to remind them that they are already whole. You are no longer just a man. You've become a place where people meet parts of themselves they thought they lost. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to be seen to matter. You are now the reflection of something greater, the living proof that the fire didn't kill you. It crowned you. And that crown isn't made of gold. It's made of silence, strength, humility, and grace. What they feel when they're near you is not chemistry. It's not seduction. It's not manipulation. It's the result of your fire finally becoming light. And that light doesn't demand to be followed. It invites people to remember who they are. You are no longer trying to be chosen. You have become the one who chooses. You have become the one who holds. You have become the one who reflects something sacred. And in a world full of masks and noise, that kind of presence is no longer just rare. It's a miracle.
Have you ever wondered why the people who tried to break you are the ones falling apart now? Why the same ones who once laughed behind your back are now hiding behind silence, watching you rise from a distance? It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's the universe making sure you know the truth. You were never alone. Not even once. Even in your darkest moments, when it felt like everyone abandoned you, when you cried yourself to sleep and questioned your worth, The universe was right there, quietly, patiently, building a shield around you while they were trying to tear you down, while they were spreading lies and celebrating your pain. The universe was preparing something so strong, so sacred, so untouchable around you that now it's become their worst nightmare. They thought you were weak. They thought you'd break and never recover. But they didn't see what was happening behind the scenes. The universe was positioning you, not punishing you, not forgetting you, preparing you. And from the very beginning, not after your glow up, not after your healing, not after your comeback, but from day one, you were chosen. They thought they could come into your life, damage you, walk away like nothing happened, and still win. But how dare they think they could touch someone the universe called its own and not face the consequences? Every moment you cried, every night you couldn't sleep, every time you felt like giving up, it wasn't wasted. It was sacred. It was your transformation. What felt like silence was protection. What felt like loneliness was a shield. The universe was reshuffling everything around you so when the real storm came, you'd already be too high for the rain to touch you. The pain wasn't to break you. It was to remove everything that wasn't meant to go where you're headed. Look at your life now. Look at how things turned around, not because of luck, but because of truth. You felt that whisper in your soul telling you not to trust them. You felt that strange emptiness when they smiled to your face but held poison behind your back. That door that slammed in your face right before you found out who was behind it. That wasn't bad luck. That was divine intervention. You didn't lose them. You were rescued from them. Still, you doubted. You questioned your worth. You wondered if maybe they were right about you. Maybe you were too emotional, too intense, too much. But now you know. Your feelings weren't your weakness. They were your gift. Your light wasn't a threat to you. It was a mirror to everything fake in them. That's why they hated you. That's why they couldn't stand your presence. Because even when you were quiet, you made their lies feel heavy. You made their darkness feel exposed. They tried to make the world think you were broken, unstable, lost. But now, the same ones who lied about you can't even sleep. Their peace is fake. Their smiles are masks. Their success is hollow. Because you didn't fall apart. You evolved. You didn't strike back. You stepped forward. You didn't scream. You healed. And every breath you take in your power is shaking the ground under them. You didn't need revenge. You became your own justice. Your growth became your answer. Your silence became your sword. And now, while they scramble to hold onto the illusion, you're moving in your truth. Every time you shine, it breaks them a little more. Every time you speak, it reminds them of what they lost. Not just you, but access to your light. And now that access is gone, forever, you were never fighting alone. You were never forgotten. You were hidden, protected, covered. The universe doesn't forget. It doesn't ignore. It watches. It records. It waits. And then it corrects. And what you're seeing now is divine correction in motion. Those who wished harm on you are watching that same energy circle back into their lives. They're feeling the confusion they tried to throw into yours. They're drowning in the weight of the lies they told about you. And they still don't understand that you didn't lift a finger. You just let the universe handle it. Your silence didn't mean you lost. It meant you were preparing. You were loading. You were being upgraded. That time you spent alone wasn't punishment. It was peace. It was clarity. And now, you finally see it. They weren't your people. They were your lesson. They weren't your home. They were your test. And while they were mocking you, you were becoming untouchable. They thought you were done when you went quiet. But you weren't done. You were rising. And now that rise is echoing in every corner they once tried to fill with your shame. They're realizing the truth. You weren't fragile. You were sacred. You weren't weak. You were divine. You weren't broken. You were chosen. And everything they did to hurt you only brought you closer to your purpose. You were the glue that held them together, and they never knew it. You were the light that made them feel seen, and they tried to dim you. You were their peace, and they tried to steal it. Now they sit in the pit they dug for you. Now they face the silence they once wished on you, and the ladder they thought they had. Gone. They burned the only grace that was holding their world together. You. So stop wondering if they regret it. Stop hoping for closure. The universe is giving them exactly what they gave to you, multiplied. And not because you wished it, but because they earned it. While they plotted, you prayed. While they lied, you healed. While they cursed, you grew. And now, your existence alone is a reminder that the chosen cannot be destroyed. You don't have to explain. You don't have to fight. You don't have to prove. Just keep rising. That's enough. Let them feel what they created. Let them taste what they served. You're not who you were when they hurt you. You've grown. You've elevated. You've evolved. And now you know. This glow isn't just healing. It's a warning. They fired arrows, but they only hit themselves. They sent curses, but they bounced back. They spread lies, but the truth outlived them. Every trap they set for you, they're now stuck in. And every level you rise to now is a stage they'll never reach. Because they didn't just lose you. They lost favor. They lost protection. They lost access to what was never theirs to control. The isolation you feared, that was your shield. The silence that broke your heart, that was your armor. The distance that felt like punishment, that was divine strategy. You weren't meant to be surrounded. You were meant to be separated. Because not everyone can go where you're going. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your becoming. So don't look back. Don't explain. Don't dim. Walk in your power like you were born for it. Because you were. And when they ask how you survived, how you kept going, how you're still rising, the answer will always be simple because you were chosen. Not lucky. Not fake. Not pretending. Chosen. And when the chosen rise, the whole world feels it. Sometimes life goes quiet, not because something's wrong, but because something sacred is happening. That silence isn't empty. It's part of the preparation. It's not there to hurt you. It's there to help you grow into who you're meant to be. When the world grows quiet, when people pull away, when your phone stops buzzing and you're left alone with yourself, it's not rejection. It's alignment. Because you can't hear your soul through noise. You can't heal in chaos. You can't transform when everyone's pulling at you. So the universe silences everything around you to make space inside of you. And that stillness? It's not a punishment. It's protection. It's where clarity comes. It's where strength is built. It's where you stop surviving and start becoming. That space, that quiet, that pause, it's holy. It's where your power is shaped. And the moment you stop running from it and start honoring it, everything begins to shift. Because when you stop fearing the silence, it stops feeling like isolation and starts feeling like elevation. But not everyone is happy when you grow. Some people were comfortable with you being small. They liked it when you were down, when you doubted yourself, when you needed them. They didn't hate you because you failed. They were fine with your pain. Your pain made them feel safe. Your weakness made them feel strong. When you were broken, they felt okay in their own brokenness. When you were dim, they didn't have to face how dim their own light was. But when you started healing, when you started rising without crawling back, when you stopped asking for approval, that's when the truth began to show. Because your healing didn't just free you, it exposed them. Your confidence reflected their insecurity. Your peace made their chaos impossible to ignore. Your growth forced them to see how much they weren't growing, and that scared them. You didn't do anything to them. You just got better. You didn't attack them. You outgrew them. You didn't try to hurt them. You simply stopped shrinking. And in doing so, you became a mirror they never wanted to look into. Because when you shine, it shows them everything they're hiding. When you stand tall, it reveals where they've stayed small. When you walk in truth, it makes their lies feel louder. And they couldn't handle that reflection. So they did what people do when they can't control you anymore. They gossiped. They lied. They twisted your past. They made you the villain in a story they created to protect their comfort. Not because you were wrong, but because your strength made their masks fall off. Because your light showed what they tried to hide. Because your boundaries took away their control. They wanted you to stay stuck so they wouldn't have to move. They wanted you to stay quiet so they wouldn't have to hear the truth. They wanted you to stay broken so they wouldn't have to admit they never wanted to heal. But you didn't agree to that. You stopped explaining. You stopped apologizing. You started walking in your purpose. And they started losing their grip. They never wanted your freedom. They wanted your silence. And when they couldn't control the new you, they began panicking. Not because you did something wrong, but because the version of you they created in their mind no longer exists. And the real you, the healed you, the focused you, the untouchable you, terrifies them. Because it proves they were never right about you. And the funny thing is, you keep asking for signs that you're chosen, that you're aligned, that the universe is with you. But those signs are already showing up every day. You've been so focused on your own doubts that you haven't noticed how loudly the universe is speaking through their panic. The way they twitch around you. The way they act strange when you walk in the room. The way they post vague messages, gossip in whispers, show up in places they swore they'd never go just to see if you're still glowing. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual confirmation. They're falling apart because you've risen. They're unraveling because you're no longer easy to reach. They're spiraling because you're no longer small. You are witnessing the reaction of people who never thought you'd rise, and now can't unsee your light. And still you doubt yourself. Still you wonder if you're doing the right thing. Still you question if you're worthy. But their panic is your proof. They didn't fear you when you were broken. They celebrated it. But now they fear your presence. Now they fear your silence. Now they fear the peace they can't disturb. You don't have to argue. You don't have to defend yourself. Their chaos is the loudest apology you'll ever receive. Their sudden distance, their nervous energy, their forced smiles, it's all confession. They don't have to say the words. Their energy already did. And if you've been wondering why they're acting weird ever since you started choosing yourself, that's why. Because your healing didn't just change your life. It revealed the lies they lived in. And the universe? It doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just rearranges the room. Sometimes it brings the truth through exposure, through patterns, through reversals. You didn't stumble into this season. You were called into it. You didn't find peace by accident. You earned it. And the people who once danced on your downfall now sit quietly in the corner watching you glow. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. That's what happens when you step into the path that was always meant for you. And now the ones who tried to bury you are buried in the consequences of what they sowed. You didn't retaliate. You didn't seek revenge. You didn't throw stones. You just healed. You grew. You became. And that's what scared them the most. That they couldn't stop your glow. That everything they tried to use against you ended up building you. That their shade only made your roots grow deeper. That their silence made you stronger. That their rejection gave you room to rise. Because the truth is, when you're chosen, your glow becomes the justice. You don't have to expose anyone. Your life does that. Your light does that. Your peace does that. And that's the cost of being chosen. Not everyone will clap when you heal. Some will resent you because your healing shows them that they could have healed too, but didn't. Some will hate you not because of what you've done, but because of who you've become. Because your very existence becomes a reminder of what they've been avoiding. And you don't owe them comfort. You don't owe them explanations. Let them sit with what they refuse to face. Let them wrestle with the mirror that is your life. You didn't break them. Their lies did. You didn't hurt them. Your truth did. And if they wanted you small so they could feel big, then your expansion will feel like an earthquake. Let it. Because the truth is, you were never the problem. You were the signal, the reminder, the light switch in their dark room. And now that the light is on, they can't hide. You didn't ask to expose anyone. You were just becoming who you truly are. But light doesn't ask for permission. It just shines. And when you shine, those who built their lives on shadows start to panic. And that panic? That's your confirmation. That's your evidence. That's the universe saying, you're aligned. Keep going. Being chosen means carrying weight others can't even see. It means wearing a crown that's been forged in fire, not just handed to you. You earned your strength. You didn't fake it. You cried real tears. You faced real pain. You walked through real storms. And still, you showed up. Still, you gave love. Still, you rose. People envy the shine, but they never saw the sleepless nights. They never saw the nights you prayed for a break, the days you smiled while hurting, the moments you nearly gave up. So no, they don't get to claim your crown, because they didn't walk through your fire. You've been misunderstood, misjudged, underestimated. But the truth is, the path you walk is not for the faint-hearted. You're here to break cycles, to shift generations, to speak truth when it's not popular, to carry a fire that won't go out, even when you're tired. You've survived things that should have broken you. You've carried pain that should have crushed you, but you didn't fold. You didn't fall apart. You didn't disappear. You turned pain into purpose. You turned storms into strength. You turned silence into power. And that's what makes you chosen. They said you were too much, and now they're trying to copy your energy. They said you were unstable, and now they can't hold anything together. They said you were dramatic, and now their lives are falling apart in silence. But the truth is, they never hated you. They hated what your existence reminded them of. That they stayed stuck while you grew. That they played small while you evolved. That they lived fake lives while you chased the real thing. So now they whisper, they watch, they mock, they copy, but none of it can touch you anymore. Because your light came from the fire they thought would burn you down. And now, you're not just glowing, you're rising, quietly, powerfully, without asking for approval, without begging for love, without shrinking for anyone. And finally, the deepest truth, you've been waiting for a sign to move forward. But the only thing holding you back isn't life. It's you, your fear, your doubt, your hesitation. You've been questioning your worth while the universe is screaming, go. You've been talking yourself out of your power while the people who laughed at you are hoping you don't realize how powerful you are. Doubt didn't come from your soul. It came from everything trying to stop you from remembering your truth. The closer you get to your purpose, the louder the fear becomes, not because you're wrong, but because you're close. Fear only shows up when the next step matters. So take the step. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to move. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something that shows up after you start. You've been trusted with vision, with strength, with light, and the only person who can stop you now is you. You weren't chosen because you're perfect. You were chosen because you're built for this. But that power means nothing if you don't believe in it. Your gift means nothing if you keep hiding it. You keep waiting to feel qualified. But you are the qualification. You keep asking for a sign, but you are the sign. You keep wondering if you're chosen, but you already are. So stop shrinking. Stop second guessing. Stop handing your power to fear. You didn't survive everything you went through to play small. You made it, and now you get to rise. Not because you're better than anyone, but because you remembered who you are. You are the flame. You are the storm. You are the light. And they can't stop what they never built. And now that you've remembered, don't ever forget again.
Have you felt it too? Like something deep inside you is waking up, glowing quietly, but powerfully, even while everything around you still feels uncertain or dark? Chosen one, there is something happening inside you right now that words can barely describe. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's strong and impossible to ignore. Even if the world around you still looks chaotic, filled with delays, doubts, distractions, and people who don't really see you, something in your soul is glowing. You didn't force it. You didn't fake it. You didn't turn it on with effort or perfection. This glow wasn't built through applause or attention. It was lit by something higher. God put this fire inside you, and now the time has come for it to rise. You were chosen for this moment. Your light is not coming from the outside. It's not coming from how others treat you or what they say about you. It's coming from the truth of what you've lived through. It's the quiet power that stayed alive through pain, silence, waiting, and heartbreak. You are shining now, not because life has been easy, but because you've come through what should have broken you. You've walked through storms that others couldn't see, and somehow you came out still holding love in your heart. That's what this glow is. It's the strength that was born when nobody was clapping. It's the fire that stayed alive even when the world was cold. This month, something inside you is rising. It's quiet, but it's bold. You may not fully understand it yet, but you feel it. You feel more like yourself than you've ever felt before. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're not chasing anything. You're not performing. And yet, people are starting to notice you more than ever. Not for what you do, but for who you are. Your energy is becoming a presence. It speaks before you speak. It enters rooms before you walk in. People feel it. Some are comforted by it. Some are confused by it. Some are even unsettled by it. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your light is exposing what they haven't yet faced in themselves. Your presence is beginning to shift everything. You may notice strangers are drawn to you without knowing why. You may find that people linger longer in conversations, open up quickly, ask for your thoughts, or begin to trust you with things they've never told anyone. This isn't a coincidence. This is your energy at work. It's not charm. It's not something you created on purpose. It's your soul shining out into the world. It's what happens when someone has allowed their pain to become power, their silence to become wisdom, their fire to become light. And part of that light comes from something sacred inside you that many have misunderstood. There's a deep, holy energy in you, your sexual energy, not the shallow, confused version the world talks about, but the real, pure, powerful version, the one that gives life, the one that awakens, the one that creates and heals. That energy has been rising. It's not about attraction. It's not about being noticed. It's about being aligned. It's about carrying the kind of presence that moves things without having to say much. You'll see it in your eyes, in your stillness, in your laughter, in your truth. You've become someone that people feel before they hear, someone they remember without knowing why. Your glow doesn't scream for attention. It simply exists. And because it's real, it changes things. People feel different around you. Some soften. Some open. Some grow silent. Others feel uneasy. But it's not about you. It's about your light. You're a mirror now. You reflect what's real. And in your presence, people begin to see themselves clearly, maybe for the first time in a long while. But not everyone drawn to your light is meant to stay close. This glow will attract many. Some will come with open hearts. Others will come with hidden motives. Some will come seeking healing. Others will come seeking to take. That's not your fault. That's just how light works. It calls out to everything. But not everything should be let in. This month, you will need wisdom. You will need boundaries. Because your light is not just beautiful, it's sacred. And sacred things must be protected. You are not here to be liked by everyone. You are here to be honest, clear, present, and true. You are not a performer. You are a presence. And your presence carries healing. You don't have to force it. You don't have to chase it. You just have to live it. Fully, boldly, without apology. Your personality is not a mistake. It's not too much. It's not too different. It's not something to tone down or reshape to fit in. It was crafted by God, detail by detail, exactly as it is. Every sharp edge, every soft word, every quiet moment, every burst of laughter, it all serves a purpose. And now, that purpose is coming into focus. The parts of you that others once misunderstood are now becoming the parts that draw people in. Your truth is magnetic. Your energy brings peace. Your voice brings calm. Your silence brings reflection. And your eyes carry fire. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to explain. You just need to be present. The fire inside you is not random. It's holy. It's been shaped over time, refined in silence, strengthened by resistance. And now, it's steady. It's clear. It's divine. This month, you'll feel something deeper than before. A knowing. A confidence that doesn't shout, but settles. You are not who you used to be, and you're not becoming someone new. You're becoming someone real, someone free, someone full. Your glow is not an accident. It's a sign that you've healed, that you've grown, that you're ready. And because of that, rooms will feel different when you enter. People will pay attention even if they don't understand why. You'll find yourself changing atmospheres just by being there. You'll begin to notice you don't even need to speak much. Just your energy shifts things. Just your presence brings things into balance. You are the light people didn't know they needed. The answer to questions they stopped asking. The calm in rooms full of noise. The fire in a world that has gone cold. And yes, your personality is part of that. You don't need to hide what makes you unique. You don't need to explain the way you speak or the way you see the world. Those things were given to you all on purpose. And this month, they will begin to shine without you trying to make them shine. You are not a mistake. You are not random. You are not an extra piece. You are the main part of the puzzle you were born to complete. And as your energy rises, so will the clarity in your life. People who are meant to walk with you will begin to appear. Others will fade. Some things will fall into place easily. Others will fall apart. Let them. It's all part of the shift. You don't need to hold everything together anymore. You only need to hold onto your truth and trust the light that's guiding you now. You've been trained in silence. You've been built in private. And now, without forcing anything, your presence will begin to do what your words once tried to explain. You don't need to try harder. You just need to keep showing up as yourself, fully, clearly, honestly. The performance is over. This is the real you. And the world is starting to feel it. Your glow is not pressure. It's peace. It's not hype. It's heritage. It's not reaction. It's revelation. The light you carry will continue to rise. And no one, not doubt, not fear, not rejection, can put it out. Because it wasn't lit by people. It was lit by God. And now it's your time to walk in it completely. You are not chasing the light. You are the light. And the world is finally ready to see it. Some people will think it's your beauty that draws them in. Others will say it's your charm or the way you carry yourself. But deep down, you know it's not your looks they're really drawn to. It's something they feel when they're near you. It's your energy. It's the truth that radiates from you. It's the sacred fire inside you that you've protected, refined, and held with discipline. You didn't waste your energy on people or places that didn't deserve it. You didn't give your soul to those who couldn't hold it with care. Even when it hurt, you chose to keep yourself whole. And now, that energy has changed. It no longer reaches for attention. It no longer chases. It stands strong. It serves a higher purpose. You've become attractive in a way that goes beyond appearance. Your spirit is magnetic now because it is whole, and wholeness is rare. People can feel that, even if they can't explain it. But this kind of power brings tests. This month, people will be drawn to you more than ever. Some will come with good intentions. Some won't. Some will want to support your light. Others will try to take from it. You need to stay alert. Just because someone is pulled toward your energy doesn't mean they are meant to be close. Some will want to be near your fire, but won't be willing to carry the weight of truth. They'll admire you, but they won't understand what it cost you to shine like this. You are not here to be used. You're not here to give your light to people who only want to bask in it without giving anything in return. You're not here to be possessed. You're here to be respected. The right people will see your fire and help protect it. The wrong ones will try to feed off it. And that's why you must walk carefully. Smile, but don't invite everyone into your heart. Love, but stay grounded. You're not responsible for how others react to your energy. You're only responsible for staying true to yourself and keeping your fire sacred. Your attraction now serves a divine purpose. It will bring in those who are ready, and it will reveal those who are not. You are no longer moved by flattery. You've outgrown the need for surface attention. You're looking for truth now, deep truth, and your presence is making that truth impossible to hide. You are not just glowing anymore. You are reflecting. People don't just see you. They see themselves through you. You've become a mirror, and not a soft one. A clear, spiritual one. People feel exposed around you, not because you say anything harsh, but because your energy stirs something real in them. Your calm makes chaotic people feel uncomfortable. Your fire wakes up passion in those who've forgotten how to feel. Your peace makes others notice where they are still broken. This month, you'll see how your presence affects people deeply. Some will pause mid-sentence. Others will walk away quieter than they came. Some will feel pulled to you. Some will feel pushed away. That's not something you can control. It's not about you doing anything wrong. It's just that your energy now speaks louder than your words. You're no longer here to convince or explain. You are the truth. Just by being you, you help others face themselves. And not everyone is ready for that. Some will react with love. Others will walk away, blame you, or accuse you of things that were never yours. Let them go. You're not here to fix everyone. You're here to be a turning point. What they do after meeting you is between them and their soul. But for those who are ready, your presence will feel like healing. You won't need to preach or try hard. Your honesty, your laughter, your quiet strength, that will be enough. You've become a safe place for awakening. That deep energy in you, once misunderstood, now brings peace. It no longer confuses people. It restores them. You've become someone people never forget, not because of what you gave them, but because of what they remembered about themselves through you. You reflect something real, something holy. Your presence now reminds people that they, too, can heal, that they, too, can become whole. You've reached a level of clarity where you no longer need to announce yourself. Your light speaks before you do. When you walk into a room, people pause. They feel something shift. That's your spirit speaking. That's your fire working silently. And yes, some will misunderstand. Some will confuse your warmth with invitation. But you are not here to be consumed. You are not a candle. You are a torch. You carry sacred fire. You are here to lead, not to please. Let people say what they want. You don't have to explain. You don't have to correct. Your energy tells the truth for you. The fire you carry has been tested. It has been shaped through heartbreak, silence, and discipline. It no longer burns for attention. It burns with purpose. And not everyone can handle that. Some people will pull away, grow cold, or distance themselves. Not because you hurt them, but because they felt exposed in your light. Don't chase them. Don't shrink to make them comfortable. You were never meant to blend in. You were always meant to stand out. You set the tone now. You shift the energy. You define the atmosphere. You are not reacting to the world anymore. You are reshaping it. You no longer have to fight to be seen. You are seen by simply being. You don't need permission to be powerful. You are no longer someone seeking fire. You are the fire. The same energy that once made you feel misunderstood is now the force that leads you. This is your time. You are no longer holding borrowed light. You are the source now. Speak gently. Love fiercely. But don't dim your light. This is not the time to play small. This is the time to live your truth fully. And when the world reacts, when people respond with silence, awe, or even discomfort, know that it's not because you changed too much. It's because your light finally became too real to ignore. Chosen one, you've stepped into your power. You are no longer trying. You are being, and your being is enough. Keep walking in truth. Keep shining with purpose. Your energy will continue to lead the way, not just for you, but for others. Because your light isn't here just to be seen. It's here to change everything it touches.